like I said, I'm gonna get some tips on grad school. If you're considering going to grad school or you in grad school now, these tips will be helpful, because I wish that I knew this before I went to grad school, but it's okay. So my first tip is to be nice to everyone. Be nice to everyone. Try to make friends. Be nice to your professors and your cohort members. The cohort members is your classmates, because every class you take for your master's degree, you all will be together. So be friends with them. That didn't happen for me, unfortunately. As soon as I got into the program, I don't know why, but I only have, well, let me stop. It's like only about 3 or 4 people in my cohort members, out of my cohort members that I speak to. And it's because it's been a lot. And of course I've documented my whole journey here on YouTube, so make sure you follow me and all that good stuff. But like I said, learn from my mistake, be friends with them. And also, as soon as you get in your master's program, start to be nice to your professors. Well, that's a given. You know, be a human being. It's a given to be nice. But if you plan on getting any scholarships, if you plan on going to get your PhD, or even transferring to a different school, or going to get your law degree, you're gonna need references, a letter of recommendation. And I thought that would be the easiest thing for me to get a letter of recommendation. It was actually the hardest thing to do for me. The hardest. And it's not because they did not like me, it was because time refrains, and also I don't know the full extent, but mind you, I got it done. I got my letter of recommendations, but a lot of the people in my cohort members, oh my god, the cohort members were complaining that they couldn't find anyone to write their letter recommendation. So keep that in back in mind. You're gonna need a letter recommendation. Majority of the schools ask for about 3, so always have an email for those professors or instructors that you like, and they will give you a good letter recommendations. Because I know a lot of professors will say, oh, I don't know you enough to write your letter recommendation. Yes, they will give you an excuse like that. Yes. So mind you, go to their office hours, be friends, make sure they know you by your first name, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And go to class every day. Every day that they have a class, go there. I feel like that's a given as well, but still, go to class every day, okay? And be focused, take notes. You know what I mean? That's how to be a good student. But like I said, that's what I mean. Being a good student, that leads to my second tip, which is make sure your grades are good. You need a good GPA, especially if you plan on furthering your education. You need a good GPA. Now, undergrad, when you have a D, you still can get a degree. D's still get degrees, right? D's and C's get you a degree still for undergrad. For grad school, that does not apply. Anything below a B is a fail. Anything below a B is a fail. I didn't know that neither. So anyway, stay on top of your classwork. You need to get at least, it's always good to get A's in every class. That had happened for me this semester. Last semester, unfortunately, I had 3 A's and 1 B, unfortunately. Oh, also, let's talk about your load. It's always good to have a full load, but get stuff that's manageable. And when you first start your master's program, I suggest get all of the easy classes out. Well, it's not gonna be no easy classes, but I'm talking about the electives. Get that all out the way. Get all that out the way. And this is what I did. When you're in grad school, you don't get found your 8. You don't get found your 8 when you're in grad school anymore, but you still have to fill out the FAFSA form, but you don't get found your 8. So I believe for undergrad, I have found your 8 for my undergrad, right? And then they say I have 1 more semester that's going to be paid from found your 8. So I utilized that. So my first semester in grad school, I took a full load. So I took 3 classes, and then I took an elective that was going to help. Because when you first start your program, they tell you what classes to take. So I took 3 of the required courses, and I took an elective that was still in my field. So for this semester, it's just chill. So this is my last semester, and I'm just mainly focused on my dissertation, and that's how I wanted to go. Now, let's talk about dissertation. Since I brought it up, this is very, 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 very important. I wish that someone told me this. So, at the end of your master's program, you're gonna have to submit a dissertation. You can do a dissertation, a paper, or a project. You still need a paper too. So those are two options, right? I'm cooking too. All right, so you have two options, and whatever topic. Okay, hold on, let me rephrase. I wish I knew my topic all along. So I had my original topic. It was from undergrad. I'm not gonna lie, it was, and I thought I was just to build on top of that. That was my goal until this semester, and then my chair denied it 2 times, so I had to start over. So this semester was really hard. I thought it would be a chill breeze because I was gonna use my original topic from undergrad. It didn't happen like that. No. My chair denied it, so I had to start literally all over. So it was hard. It was a little difficult starting all over because like everyone else in my cohort, they still had their topic was still good because, you know, it wasn't original. So that was kind of my fault for being lazy. I'm not gonna be lying. I wanted to, you know, a breeze. That wasn't a good idea, but it's okay. I got it done now, right? I got it done. So like I said, when you first start in your master's program, think of your topic that you want to fight for. And I say fight for because you're gonna have to defend it. My defense is next weekend. Oh my goodness. My defense is next week on Friday. I'm going to be documenting the whole thing, so you already know. Make sure you subscribe. So my defense is on Friday. You get to defend it for 30 minutes. And after you defend whatever position you did for your dissertation, your committee and your chair will critique it. And this is very important because they can deny you right there on the spot. So put that in consideration as well. So have a good topic, original topic. Don't be like me. Have an original topic and something that you can fight for about 30 minutes. So make sure your topic is good enough to fight for 30 minutes. Now, those are the main things I wish that I knew before I got in the master's program. I hope these tips can be helpful for you because it's not easy, but I always say you don't want anything easy. You don't want nothing handed to you. You don't want anything to be easy, in my opinion. And I tried to go the easy route, and then it bit me in the butt in the long run. It did, but it's okay. As long as I got my degree, that's all that matters. And that being said, all right, let's talk about after your master's degree. Either you're going to work in your field or continue your education, either getting a law degree or a PhD or EDD. So a law degree, you don't really need a master's to get a law degree, but I feel like it's always better to have that, especially if, for instance, after your BA and you didn't get in law school, it's good to get your master's and then go to law school. It makes you a better candidate. And the same with the PhD. You don't have to have a master's to get a PhD. After your BA, you can just jump straight into a PhD program. I didn't know that neither, but I kind of like it this way, getting a master's degree. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like this way. So a PhD and EDD is you still consider a doctor. PhD and EDD, but PhD is more so for research and EDD is for applied, like community work. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best way to describe it. So those are the options, and like I said, it's always good to get education, especially what's going on right now with Trump. So I always encourage education. I love education, and yeah, that is it for my tips.